Listen, ladies, I realize that there's some of you that are so stuck in cognitive dissonance that you're going to do whatever the heck you want to do anyway. You're not going to listen to anything I say, even though I have been studying this for 2 decades and helped thousands of women. And my formula works. So, ma'am, if you like it, I love it. Do you? You want to do dinner? Go ahead. I'm talking to the people who are smart enough and willing to listen. There is multiple data that I have presented in my playlist where I say why coffee is more beneficial that shows why you should do coffee on the first date. Yes, she did mess up by going back to his house, but you know why? You know why she chose to go back to his house? First of all, doing coffee on the first date triggers your oxytocin. It's more likely to trigger your bonding hormone, oxytocin, which decreases your inhibition, which increases your likelihood to trust somebody that you really shouldn't trust. It affects your brain, ma'am. You don't want that. You don't want to set yourself up to trigger oxytocin too fast with a stranger. That's why you don't do dinner on the first date. Second of all, he didn't earn a dinner date with her. He didn't know her. She didn't know him. So it's about you respecting and honoring your time and giving yourself a chance to feel his energy, to get to know him. Now, ma'am, you should not go to a man's house, but there has been people that have been killed after a date, that a date followed them home and sexually assaulted them. I had a client before she came to me who was sexually assaulted by a date that she went to dinner with. He followed her home and sexually assaulted her. I have another client who went to dinner. They were drinking, and then again, she ended up in a compromising situation. You never know what kind of things can happen to you. What I am saying to you is that it's not in your best interest to do dinner on the first date. It's funny how all of y'all that's saying, well, she went to his house. That's the problem. Y'all didn't hear the part when I said that there's men that's actually out here playing you by dying and dashing that have you paying for dates. Did you not hear how I say that when you're on a date with a guy and it's not going right and you decide that because you feel uncomfortable, he's being disrespectful, you decide to leave, that these men are crazy, that there's some men that are hurting women. That woman got a brick thrown in her face one time. There are some women that are getting assaulted because she rejected a man with a weak ego. It's not worth it. However, you can decrease the chances of putting your life and safety at risk if you simply follow one change in your dating technique, and that's doing coffee on the first date for no longer than 45 minutes, allowing yourself a chance to get to vet him so that you can determine if you should select him, because you're looking to determine his character, his values, and his valor. If you give yourself to determine that before you do dinner, then you set yourself up for success.